Good morning, students. This is Reema, your science educator for grade 7, and I welcome you all to yet another session of V-Learning. So V-Learning is an online educational platform where we provide quality education for all. So to get all the benefits from our channel, do subscribe to it and also share it with others so that someone out there get access to quality education. So in our previous class, we have started with a new chapter, right? That is your chapter number 10. So what is your chapter number 10? It is all about respiration. That is respiration in organisms, right? So in our previous class, what we have learned? We have learned that what is respiration, isn't it? And what are the two types of respiration and the process of respiration involved in case of human beings, right? So you have seen that how the human beings, they respire, isn't it? So what are the various organs involved in respiration? So the main organ for respiration is your lungs, right? Along with the lungs, we have got various other organs like nose, pharynx, larynx, right? Trachea, bronchi, all these organs, it helps in the process of your respiration. So today we are going to learn, that is your part 2 will be how the respiration is taking place in case of other animals. You know that all other animals like arthropods, right, such as cockroach and then earthworm, right? So even in case of plants also, in them also respiration is taking place, right? So let us learn how the respiration takes place in case of your cockroach. How the cockroach, they respire. So a cockroach has got small openings on the sides of their body, right? Other insects also have this smaller openings. So cockroach has got small openings on the side of their body. Now what is this openings? These openings are called as your spiracles. Clear? What is the name of that openings? These openings are called as your spiracles. So insects have a network of ear tubes called trachea for gas exchange. So the cockroach, they respire with the help of the trachea, right? So what is the organ involved in case of this cockroach? In case of cockroach, respiration takes place with the help of your trachea. Remember, in case of other insects also, respiration taking place with the help of trachea. So they have got small openings, and these openings are called as your spiracles. Clear? Yes. So the oxygen rich air rushes through the spiracles into the tracheal tube, diffuses into the body tissue and reaches to every cell of the body. So what happens? The oxygen rich air, it will pass through the spiracles, right? Through the spiracles, it will pass into the tracheal tubes. Clear? So the spiracles are nothing but but these are the openings. Clear? These are the small openings, right? So through this the oxygen rich air will go to the trachea tubes. Clear? After going to the trachea tubes, it will diffuses into the body tissues and it will be spreading to each and every cells of the body. So that is the process how the respiration is taking place in case of your cockroach. Clear? So similarly, carbon dioxide from the cells goes into the tracheal tubes and moves out through the spiracles. So once the oxygen rich air, it goes and spreads through the body, so the carbon dioxide is also being released from the what? Through the tracheal tubes, right? And moves through the spiracles. Clear? So the exchange of this oxygen and carbon dioxide gases takes place, right, in case of this cockroach too. So this process is called as your respiration. So you have seen that how the respiration is taking place in case of your cockroach. Clear? Yes. So how this breathing, that is respiration, is taking place in case of earthworm? Let us see. So have you ever seen this earthworm? You will see that the body is very moist, right? So when you touch this earthworm, you will see that it's slippery too. Its skin will be slippery. So the earthworm breathe through their skins. So how the respiration taking place or breathing takes place? With the help of its skins. Clear? So the skins of an earthworm feels moist and slimy on touching. Clear? So it is moist and slimy. Gases can easily pass through them. Though frogs have a pair of lungs like human beings, so frogs have also got lungs, but they can also breathe through the skins, which is moist and slippery. So in case of organisms, their skins, whose skins is moist and slippery, they can breathe with the help of their skins. Clear? Yes. So how the respiration takes place in case of earthworm? It is with the help of your, yes, with the help of your skin. Clear? So you can see in this picture, this is a picture of an earthworm, and in earthworm you will see that the body is segmented. Their body is segmented. Next, let us see how the breathing is taking place in case of your fish. Now fish, they do not have got lungs. So how the breathing takes place? Yes, the breathing takes place with the help of your gills. Clear? So in case of fish, the breathing takes place with the help of gills. So gills in the fish helps them to use oxygen dissolved in water. So the gills are projections of the skin. Gills are well supplied with this blood vessels. So what are these gills? Gills are nothing but they are the projections of the skins, and these gills are supplied with your blood vessels. And the breathing in fish takes place with the help of gills, as I have already said. Clear? So gills helps in the process of respiration in case of your fish. Clear? Next, how the respiration is taking place in case of your plants. So far we have seen that how the respiration is taking place in case of your animals, right? So now let us see how the respiration takes place in case of your plants. So the plants also take in oxygen from air and give out carbon dioxide. So the plants also, they take in oxygen from the air and gives out carbon dioxide. Clear? So in the cells, oxygen is used to break down glucose into carbon dioxide and water, as in other organisms. So in case of plants also, it is, that is, the cells use the oxygen, right, to break down the glucose into carbon dioxide. Same in case of plants too. So in plants, each part can independently take in oxygen from the air and give out carbon dioxide. So in case of plants, each part of the plant can independently take take oxygen from the air and give out carbon dioxide. So you know that in case of plants, they have got various parts, right? They have got roots, they have got leaves, etc., right? So each part of the plant, they can take up the oxygen rich air, right, and can give out carbon dioxide. So where does the respiration takes place in case of plants? Exactly, it takes place in case in the stomata. In case of plants, the respiration is taking place in your stomata. Now what is this stomata? In the leaves of the plant, there are small tiny pores. These tiny pores are known as your stomata. So stomata are nothing but these are the minute openings found in the epidermis of leaves. Now, what is the epidermis? Epidermis is the outermost layer of the leaves. Clear? Epidermis is the outermost covering, and endo means inside. Endodermis is the innermost layer of the leaf. Clear? So epi means outside. So stems and other plant organs, they have got epidermis. So the stomata, it allows the gases such as carbon dioxide, water vapor and oxygen to diffuse in and out of the internal tissues of the plants. So this stomata, it helps in the gaseous exchange in case of your plants. Now how it looks like? So you can see in this picture, so it has got small pores, right? Where it is present in your leaves. Clear? So in the leaves you will find the stomata. Clear? So they have got this guard cells. This cells looks like the shape of your kidney. So they are bean shaped like structure. These guard cells are bean shaped like structure. So the stomata has got one open end and one closed end. Clear? So you can see that in the picture it shows the open stomata. When the stomata is open, that is known as your open stomata, and when the stomata guard cells are closed, that is known as your closed stomata. Clear? So where does the respiration takes place in case of plants? It takes place in your stomata. Clear? So stomata helps in gaseous exchange. So what is the function of stomata? It helps in the gaseous exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide in case of your plants. So the absorption of air by the roots from soil. So how the air is being absorbed, right? How the air is being absorbed by the roots from the soil. So like all the living cells of the plants, the root cells also they need oxygen to generate energy. So the roots of the plants, which is used by the plants to absorb the water, right? So for doing all these activities, the roots also needs energy, isn't it? So like all the parts of the plants, the roots also they need oxygen to generate energy. With the help of oxygen only they can generate energy. So the roots take up air from the air spaces present between the soil particles. So from where the root is taking the air, the root takes the air from the air spaces which is present between the soil particles. Clear? So you can see in this picture it shows the soil particles, and in between you can see the gap, right? That gap is your air space, and you can see the root here too, isn't it? So the roots they uptake the air from the air spaces which is present between the soil particles. Clear? Yes. So far we are done with your chapter number 10, right? We have seen the respiration in case of your animals, and we have also seen respiration in case of plants, isn't it? So in today's class we have learned about how the respiration is taking place in case of your cockroach, how the respiration takes place in case of your this frog, and also in case of your earthworm, right? And we have also seen fishes, isn't it? So I hope you have understood this, all the concepts of this chapter number 10, which is your respiration in organisms. So let's solve some of your NCERT questions now. So write down all these answers. This will be very much helpful for you during your examination. So tell me if you have understood answer to this question. Why does an athlete breathe faster and deeper than usual after finishing the race? You all have seen, right? The athletes when they run and after finishing the race, they will be breathing, right? The breathing rate will be very much faster. You know, the normal breathing rate is 15 to 18, right? But you will see that the breathing at a very faster rate. Like why it is happening? So as said that in case of us also, the muscles, right, the muscle cells, they respire under an aerobic condition, isn't it? So during the heavy exercise or when we are running or walking very fast, our muscles have the capacity to respire anaerobically, right? Anaerobic means without oxygen, right? In the absence of oxygen. Clear? So what is the answer? Yes, during the run, the demand of energy will be very, very high. So when the athlete will be running, the energy demand will be very, very high, isn't it? But the supply of oxygen to produce that energy will be very limited. Clear? So the demand of energy will be very, very high, but to supply the oxygen to produce that energy will be limited. Therefore, anaerobic respiration is taking place in the muscle cell to fulfill the demand of your energy. Clear? So as the demand of energy is very, very high, so what happens? Anaerobic respiration, it takes place in our muscle cells, right? So after finishing the race, the athlete breathes faster and deeper than usual so that more oxygen is supplied to the cells. Clear? So this is the reason why the athlete breathes faster. So next question, let us see. Why do we often sneeze when we inhale a lot of dust-laden air? So you all have experienced, I think, when we inhale the air which is filled with dust, why we are sneezing? Because inside our nose we have got tiny hairs, right? So this hairs, what it does, it helps in trapping the antigen or the pathogen, isn't it? So in order to release those pathogens, right, which is irritating us, so let us see the answer. When we often sneeze, yes, we often sneeze when we inhale a lot of dust laden air to expel out this foreign particles. So why we sneeze? To expel out this foreign particles or the pathogens. Clear? So these particles get past the hair in the nasal cavity and irritate the lining of the cavity, which results in sneezing. So we all have experience, right? During when we inhale this air which is filled with dust, it will irritate us, right? And this also consists of your foreign particles, right? So in order to release those foreign particles, we are sneezing. Clear? Yes. So what is the next question? Now tell me, what are the similarities and difference you find in your aerobic and anaerobic respiration? So what are the similarities? Let us see the similarities. So in both the aerobic and the anaerobic respiration, food is broken down to release energy. So in both cases, aerobic and anaerobic respiration, the food is broken down to release energy. Clear? And both it is taking place inside the cells only, not outside the cells. So both are taking place inside the cells and both produce byproducts. Clear? Next, what is the difference? Yes, the difference is your aerobic respiration. Aerobic means it requires oxygen. Remember, anaerobic means in absence of oxygen. So they do not need oxygen. It takes place in the absence of oxygen. Clear? So what is the difference? Let us see. Aerobic respiration, it takes place in the presence of oxygen, and anaerobic respiration, it takes place in the absence of oxygen. Next difference is energy is released in higher amount in aerobic respiration. Clear? And in anaerobic respiration, what happens? The energy will be released, that will be in lesser amount. So this is the difference between them. Now let us see some of the MCQs from your NCERT exercise questions. So tell me, what is the answer of this question? In cockroaches, air enters the body through the, just now we have seen this. You have seen that the cockroach has got tiny pores, isn't it? So this pores, it helps in the entry of the air, right? So the answers are number 1, option number 1 is your lungs, number 2 gills, number 3 spiracles, and number 4 is your skin. So which one is the answer? So in cockroach, air enters the body through, cockroach do not have lungs, right? They do not have gills. They also do not respire through skin, isn't it? So the right answer is your spiracles. Clear? So in cockroach, the air enters through your spiracles. Next, during heavy exercise, we get cramps in the legs due to the accumulation of, yes, due to the accumulation of your lactic acid, right? Yes, due to the accumulation of lactic acid. So you have seen that during exercise, what happens? Our muscles, it breathes anaerobically, isn't it? So as to provide us more oxygen, isn't it? So in that process, what happens? The lactic acid gets built up in the muscle cells. So during heavy exercise, we get cramps in the legs due to the accumulation of your lactic acid. Clear? Yes. So next question, normal range of breathing rate per minute in an average adult person at rest is, so what is normal breathing rate? It is 9 to 12, 15 to 18, 21 to 24, or 30 to 33. Which one is the right answer? Yes, it is your 15 to 18, right? 15 to 18 per minute. So next question, let us see. During exhalation, the ribs move outwards, move downwards, move upwards, or do not move at all. What happens during exhalation? What happens to the ribs? Yes, it moves your downwards, right? It comes to your exact position. So next question, the last one. The mountaineers carry oxygen with them. Why the mountaineers carry? When you climb to your mountains, you'll be having deprivation of your oxygen. The oxygen will be very less, right? Because the options are: number A, at an altitude of more than 5 kilometers, there is no air. Right? Option B, the amount of air available to a person is less than available on the ground. Number C, the temperature of air is higher than on the ground. And number D, the pressure of air is higher than that on the ground. So the right answer is your number B. The amount of air available to a person is less than that available on the ground. So as we go into the higher and higher altitude, the amount of air will becoming less. The amount of air will be less, and we will not get enough oxygen, right? So as a result, what happens? The mountaineers, they need to carry the oxygen with them. Is that clear? So this is all about today's class. Today we have completed your chapter number 10, isn't it? So in my next class, I'll be starting with your chapter number 11. I hope you have enjoyed this today's session and all the concepts are clear, right? So if you have enjoyed this video, do like it and also share it with others so that someone out there get access to quality education. And also don't forget to click on the bell icon so that you get notification of all my classes. So